What's up, Rivet War fans? My name is Lieutenant Nathaniel Flynn of the Landship Scorpios, and today we are coming back at you with another Rivet Wars video. Today we're going to be talking about another unit from the new Ruska expansion. That unit is going to be the Ruska Lancer. Without further ado, this is my second time doing this video, so let's hop right into it and start talking about the Lancer. The Ruska Lancer is a beautiful new model. He is a great addition to the game. So let's hop right into it with the card. The Ruska Lancer has a deployment cost of 2 deployment points. The Ruska Lancer has a deployment cost of 2 deployment points. He has a movement speed of 2, and he is armor type 2. A bonus for this little guy is that he has 2 health, which makes him a little bit more rugged than other types. He's also a Cavalry type. His typing of Cavalry means that my earlier guess that he would be this base unit support unit is incorrect. This also means that the Ruska do not have a base unit support unit that we know of, unless with the Tesla stats we find out that he's a support unit. They're very cavalry-centric, the Ruskas, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. The Ruska Lancers have a land range of 2, which is pretty decent. They also have an air range of 1. They're one of the few Ruska base units who have an air range at the moment, and that's going to be huge once we get into their specials. The Ruska Lancer has 1 attack, and with that 1 attack he gets 2 dice against armor type 1, 2 dice against armor type 2, and 1 dice against armor type 3. With that, let's jump into some of their specials. So as a cavalryman, they would count for the Hussars Legion, where it allows other units of the same type in the grid give additional things. So even though it doesn't have Legion itself, it would count towards that for the Hussars. But let's talk about their stats specifically real quick. They have Rapid Assault 1. This Rapid Assault 1 will allow them to close the distance a little bit better so that they can get their attacks off on other units. They also have a very special attack called Chain Strike. Chain Strike is a little bit different than a chain attack because it's not an attack type, it's a special, and it's handled really differently. So I'm going to go ahead and read it word for word. Chain Strike. If a unit is hit, attacker rolls again to hit and continues rolling until a miss or the unit is destroyed. So with 1 attack, attacking, say, a Panzerfaust, this isn't going to be very helpful. You attack, you hit, and the Panzerfaust is out. Very, very simple. However, a lot of people have started calling this unit the Hero Killer or the Hero Slayer because this has huge implications for when attacking hero units. When going up against a unit like Baron Gaston Tankin, if you roll and you get 2 dice for that armor type 1, and you roll and get a hit, then with Chain Strike, you get to roll again, which means 2 hits in a row is an auto kill for that hero. What a lot of people have also noticed is you do get that 1 dice against armor type 3. So in the event that the big bad tank rolls up, you only get 1 dice, but we all know that person who's just too good with the dice rolls. In theory, that same person can just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and taking out your tank quite easily with a single unit. Since I thought these units would be acting as the base set support units, I only ordered 2 of them. Even with 2 of them going up against a tank, that would be extremely deadly, and they would do very well with their chain strikes. But as you can imagine, if you had a few more of these would be a must-have to deploy on the field. Another big thing that these would be good with is since they get 2 dice against armor type 2 and that chain strike ability, they would be great for taking out heavily armored units that are going to give your lesser armored units like the Hussars and the Cossacks really hard time. This is a unit that you want to send after those riflemen. You also want to send them off after the Schlitten because they're armor type 2. So the Schlitten and the riflemen are not going to have any effect while attacking them. They also are going to have a very good chance of holding their own against enemy monowheels, as well as many other types of units out there that don't do as well against those higher armor types. They're decently fast, which is good for a cavalry unit. Again, that base 2 movement's going to be great, and they get that rapid assault 1. They're all about the movement, and that's just a fantastic thing. I think this will be a great addition to the Ruska army and to the game in general. They don't have Legion themselves, but I think they fill in the gaps of many of the other units and strategies weaknesses, which is some higher armor and some higher attacks against larger armored units. And I think that they are a great addition. A fun fact is that when this unit was introduced, it was introduced as the Polska Lancer. And they actually had a small bit of lore for this unit, is that this Lancer was feared for its speed and range. These cavalry units are pressed into service from the Polska region, and they are kind of forced into service to serve the Ruska Union. I love that we already have a little bit of lore on these guys. I love that they have good range and that they are very deadly, and I think that they are a fantastic use compared to the other units. I do expect that you'd be able to see these guys a lot more. Their weaknesses, being armor type 2, even with that 2 health, is that they're going to be easily taken out by Blight, Panzerfaust, and other higher armored units that are just better at taking out that armor type 2. Their cost is really low, but it's still 2 deployment points, and they're not the fastest cavalry that exists, but they are basically par. I think those are their only negatives. And with that, that's all for this episode. What did you think of the new Ruska Lancer? Did you like how they looked? What do you think of the chain strike ability? Do you think it's overpowered for your friend who's too good at rolls? Or do you think it depends way too much on luck to truly be abusable? What are your thoughts on the Ruska as a whole? Please let me know in the comment section down below. What unit would you like me to talk about next? I'm going to be covering all of the Union, the Ruska Union new units that were released as much as I can now that we have their stats. If you like this video, do check out my other Rivet Wars videos. Feel free to subscribe to my channel for more Feel free to subscribe to my channel for more Rivet Wars content. Do check me out on facebook.com/landship. Also, feel free to keep the discussion up using hashtag Rivet Wars on the social media for Super Robot Punch, as well as Rivet Wars itself on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But also take the discussion over to this subreddit, the Rivet Wars subreddit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.